And how are you doing on this Saturday night?
I'm doing really, really well.
Oh my God! And what you normally do on your Saturday nights?
Well, being a mom of multiple kids,
Mm,
I'm typically at the ball field if it's in the middle of season, or
mm,
I am, doing something with them, chasing them around. I mean, I have my Saturdays that I get to go out and have some fun, but typically
mm.
I'm doing the mom thing.
Oh my God! So when the dad see you, he's the hot mom.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure the dads be. I mean, there be moms out there too for the athletic events, but I know the dads be just really eyeing you a whole lot.
Mm, so they don't make it noticeable, but I don't hide anything that I do. So
Mhm.
it is what it is.
I mean, even if they don't know what you do, just the way you look and you built, I'm pretty sure that you draw attention.
Oh, well, yeah.
And then of course the guys that secretly jerk off to you also, the dads is, I'm pretty sure a couple of them know who you are. So
Yeah,
yeah,
well,
so
actually, I was outed in my community probably about a year ago. So everybody in the community knows what I do. And I'm very, very active in the community with my kids,
mhm.
coaching and all that stuff. So, I mean, and plus I taught high school in the community that I live in. So I'm not a stranger to anybody
Yeah.
around. So now that they all know what I do, it's just like, oh, okay, well, I think they're more excited. They're like, oh, we have someone famous in town. And I'm like, I don't know about famous, but but
Well,
no, I haven't gotten too much backlash, so it's pretty fun.
yeah. And you didn't lose your teacher job because of the business, did you?
No, I did not. I actually
Okay.
chose to quit teaching, and then it was a few months after I quit teaching that I chose to get into the business. So I'm here because I want to be.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. So yes,
Mhm.
that's why I like the fact that you did one of your scenes hot for teacher.
I did. It was actually my Hot for Teacher scene that was released at the beginning of October.
Hmm.
Was my very first like teacher role that I have released out there. So between
Hmm.
me or any of the producers or directors that I've worked with, that's my very first teacher role in the porn industry. So I'm like, I like this. And it's actually a start of a series. So it's like Hot for Teacher Volume 1. So it's gonna
Oh,
have a few more. Yeah.
yeah. I was gonna wonder was that because like Bella Lexi, she uses the fact that she was a cop at one time in some of her scenes, and actually it's a selling point for her. Period. And
Yeah.
I wonder, would you use the teaching as a part of your brand with some of your scenes? I was going to ask you that anyway.
Yeah, I adore Bella Lexi. I think she's a wonderful person. And when I heard her story, I'm like, that's crazy. But I mean, our stories are different because she was still in the line of work when she
Yeah,
was started in the business, and mine, I was completely different. But the fact that, the way she got into it and her steps and everything, I give her props. Like, I think she's a strong woman. She went through a lot, and I
yeah,
give her a lot of respect for that.
yes. We talked about it
But
on the
it is,
show before.
yeah, she was the one. Well, she's one of the people that actually kind of opened my eyes into saying maybe I should use the teacher thing. But I never even thought about using the teacher image until probably one of my very first podcasts that I was ever on. They're like, well, what did you do before porn? I was like, I was a teacher. And they're like, what? And you aren't, putting that out there? Nobody knows this yet? And I'm like, no. And they're like, you got to use it. And I was like, okay. So it's a couple years in, and I'm just now releasing my first teacher scene.
I'm glad that you're going to turn it into a series because even with me, towards the end of my career, I had a series called Porn Rap Star. I used to be a rapper also, and I did a lot of
Mhm.
scenarios that involved something that would happen to a rapper, whether it was the female executive at a record label fucks him to get
Mhm.
him to sign on the dotted line, or a super fan, or an interview that turns into a fuck scene. Period. You know,
Yeah.
and and to me, I feel that sometimes real life is the best storyteller for porn.
It is, because in real life, that's our fantasy. Like, you know how many guys have thought, of course, the students, you always hear about a student thinking that they had that one teacher that they think is hot. But I mean, how many dads went to parent teacher conference and walking by and be like, ooh, the parent teacher conference scenario is definitely something that's about to come out. Senior trip, chaperoning senior trip, that's about to come out. I have that one already. But my series is the student, because it was originally going to be called Schoolboy Fantasy. Yeah. But I'm like, why are we narrowing it down to just boys? Like, girls have fantasies about their teachers as well. So we have Student Fantasy Volume 1 is out, and then I'm, getting with, people in the industry. It's not some of them could be former students if they want to be, but it's one of those things where you just sit and I want you to tell me your fantasy about your teacher, allow you to act that fantasy out with an actual teacher. So that's what it's all about, the series.
Well, smokers, you see this episode is about hot for a teacher. So we're going to give you something to smoke over, and it's time to smoke this over. Welcome to the Smokers Lounge. Hi, I am your host, Kavanaugh, the Southern Champ, a.k.a. the Porn Rap Star. Y'all know what to do. Find all my links with one link, allmylinks.com/Porn Rap Star. 4 sponsors to tell you about. Let me go through them quickly. First one being a hot magazine that you're going to enjoy, eroticismmagazine.com. Next up is one of the top companies in the business, award-winning and nominated. I'm talking about blusherrocker.com. For you people that love candles, whether it's to do some freaky shit with it, with the candle wax, or you just want to set the smell right when y'all want to have sex. I'm talking about none other than the Kinky Candle Company. And if you need legal aid, I got you covered. Mitchell Ferrari, a.k.a. the Queen of Law. All the links are in the description. Also, you can find me 5 days out of the week in the mornings at fullswapradio.com. You also can find me on SkyhawkAfterDarkTV.com as well as the BGP LLC app. Now I'm going to sit back and let this gorgeous, sexy, former teacher, award-winning porn star, Pog, hot wife, MILF, no matter how you skinny it, she just sexier than a motherfucker. You know how I feel about redheads. Introduce herself. Tell me who you is, baby.
My name is Victoria Peaks.
Oh, doubt. Now, how long you been in the business?
I've only been in the business. I just hit my 3rd year. Well, New Jersey Exxxotica will hit like my 3rd year. And
in year 2, you won an award at ASN. So let's talk about that real quick. How did it feel to be an award-winning porn star at one of the top award, one of the top news outlets for lifestyle and one of the top awards to have?
It was actually very, very surreal. I was sitting next to one of my talent buddies, and when they announced like my name to be the winner, I was just like, and he's like, "Are you gonna go up?" And I'm like, "Wait, what?" They said my name. It was very, very surprising to me. Because it wasn't too long before that I actually made the cover of the magazine. And that alone was very, very surreal to me. I'd only been in like 2 magazines before, Eroticism Magazine and The Definition After Dark. And so that to me was already like, oh, wow, that's amazing. And then to be on the cover of the magazine, very, very surreal. They did my story inside the magazine, so I really enjoyed that. And then all of a sudden they're like, you made top 10 in nominations. And I was like, what does that mean? And then they're like, well, they open up pre-noms and they take the top 10 out of all the fan votes and they put them in a line, and then that's who you vote for to get to top 5. And then at the top 5, that's the ones that gets awarded the award. And it's all fan-based, and it's not like... it's fan based to a point where anybody can only vote once a day also. So it's not only a fan that can sit there and, press vote 15 times once. Like, they had to physically go in and vote for me every single day. And I was against some amazing performers. I mean,
Yes.
Bella was one of them. She's been in the business longer than me, have utmost respect for her. And then, the new Foxy Darling, she was also going up for the same award, which, was shooting for Nookies and all these kind of companies. And then, of course, my girl Angel Minx, always, like from the very beginning, she was one of the first people I met, and she's always been super awesome. So I'm against these super amazing women, and for them to call my name, it was very, very surreal. I honestly did not see myself winning it, and it just meant a lot to me, because it meant, hey, maybe you are something more than what you think. Because I have people all the time, they're like, people know who you are, you're a big deal. And I was like, I don't know about that. I just shoot, post it, and have a good time. Like, I don't really know. And they're like, no, people know who you are. And I was like, we'll see. I don't know.
See, people.
Yeah.
No, I want to say sometimes we can't see the picture, because sometimes you can't see the picture for the frame, or you can't see the picture from the inside. Period. Yeah. And to me, when you get nominated for an award, especially fan vote, take away the win. You get what I'm saying? It's kind of a measuring stick of where you are when it comes to a fan base. Because even with me being nominated last year for ABN, it was shocking because I didn't think I had a strong enough fan base to even get that nomination.
Yeah.
So how did it feel to know that you have that strong of a fan base and that loyal of a fan base that not only did you get nominated, and you didn't even, let's make this clear, people, she didn't even know about the pre-noms.
I didn't.
So she didn't promote one time, posted that she wanted the pre-nom. So she got nominated just off of, we want to see her be nominated. Go ahead.
Yes, and it's very real that you say that, because I didn't. I was actually at the Live Sex House at the time that I got a message on my phone. They're like, hey, did you know that you made top 10? I go, top 10 for what? And they're like, ASN Best Female Porn Star. And I'm like, wait, what? Really? And I was like, yeah. And so they sent me the list. And I was like, oh my gosh. And just with that alone, I was like, right there, just being in top 10, not even trying to make it to top 5, I knew that, it meant a lot to me, because I do my job because I like to perform for people. And it was those people that showing that respect back to me that led me to that, that nomination. And I was very, very humbled to hear that. It meant the world to me. And it makes me want to shoot more porn, knowing that I have a strong, loyal fan base that's watching me. So that's why, I didn't even know that there was a prenom going on, and then to get top 10, and I was like, okay, that's great. So I was like, oh, thank you guys for nominating me. And then they opened up nominations to get from the 10 to the 5. And, I think I I don't know. It was in the midst of trying to come home from Spain with everything. So if I did post about it, it was like once. And then when I made top 5, I was like, oh, I have a chance at this. And so I started posting after that. So yeah, it was very, very surreal, very, very humble. But knowing that, it makes me want to shoot more porn. I've been way busier than I was like, I got to make the videos that keep them happy.
Oh yeah, it gives you energy. It gives you more energy. When I got that nomination, I was like, oh my God, it just made me want to book more interviews and stuff. But wait a second. We ain't gonna slip past the fact you came from a sex party or club in Spain. You need to explain yourself, lady.
Oh yeah, I was at the Live Sex House. Many people has heard about the incident of the Live Sex House. There was the Swedish Sex Federation and Live Sex House came together, and they put on a World Sex Championship, where they brought 10 females and 10 male sex workers. They weren't all porn stars. It was all just sex workers from around the world. People was representing Norway, Milan, UK, there was America there, Colombia was there, Sweden was there, Italy was there. Everybody, they had from all over the world. They just put us in this one big house, and we were to have sex in an arena, and it made it like a sex competition and each day that we had sex in that sex scene, we were representing something else, whether it be like erotic massage. That was a big one that we did. Or like we had one that was like glorifying the private parts themselves. And, you know, we had all these things that we had to focus on in each sex scene. And then it was, you know, people were voting and who they thought was, we had judges that were watching us. But the issue with the house is we were all contracted to be there, and we were all told that we were going to get paid a certain, we were there for a month, and we were told that we signed a contract for a certain amount of money to be there for that month. But halfway through the competition, their investor pulled out and took all the money and didn't have money to pay us. So we all left with no money. Pretty much. It was a big scandal. It was a big ordeal. It was, but you know, I look at it this way. First of all, if somebody told me that I could go to a content house in Spain with performers from all over the world, I think I would have went for free anyway.
I was going to say, did you get the content? Because I'm sorry, it's like one. Okay, then, people, there is no quicker way to go worldwide than to be in a content house where everybody is not from fucking America, and you probably the only American. You know the content that I could walk out with. I can get a French girl, Swedish girl, German girl, an Asian. Shit, yeah, you damn right would have went for free. We had to pay for that.
They paid for my flight there. They paid for the house. I literally paid for absolutely nothing. The only thing is I didn't get paid for my time that was there. But at the end of the day, they did give us all the content from the house. Because originally, if we were getting paid, originally we weren't getting paid, so we weren't getting any of the content. But once they realized they couldn't pay us, they gave us all of the content. So I have probably about 36 videos from this house from different people. It was, and I was only there for like 20 days because I left. So I ended up coming home early. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It was great. I have an amazing threesome scene. There's me, this little Spanish girl. Her name is Latin Barbie, and John, this good-looking Swedish man, John. The three of us, none of us spoke the same language. But we had a threesome sex scene that was so fucking hot. Can I say fuck here? Sorry.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can speak very freely here.
It was so fucking hot, and none of us spoke the same language, but we all spoke sex. We were coming. We were in. It was hot. I mean, titties and faces and pussies and dicks. It was great. It was probably one of the hottest scenes I've probably ever done. It's so fun to do. None of us spoke a lick of the same language. We didn't understand.
And that would probably turn you on the most was the fact that none of these fuckers speak English. And
yes, we were all like, I don't know what we're saying, but you know, I think I learned a hint of Spanish in that time. it was hot.
Sure. Oh my God. And that's a come up that you walked away with 36 scenes. And that was fair of them to do. Because the simple fact that they had y'all there for a month. And granted, y'all didn't pay for anything, y'all was expected to get paid. And you know, people was expecting that money. But I know that them scenes, have you dropped majority of them or just some of them?
Not. I still have all of them sitting in a queue waiting to be edited and put together. I'm trying to find a way to just
No, Victoria Peaks does the world.
There you go. Yeah, I could do that, definitely, because
Victoria Peaks does the world or versus the world. Because they got the 1 versus 20, Victoria Peaks versus the world.
I like that. I'm probably going to use that. I don't know. I've not come up with a good idea of just kind of launching them all out there because they all have the same background. They all have, it's the same house. It's not much changing scenery wise, but the sex is great. I had a good time. It was a free vacation with a lot of content. So at the end of the day, Spain. I was in Spain. We were in Marbella. Yeah, Marbella, Spain. I could look across from the house. I could look across the ocean, and if I could see land, I would see Africa. That's how it was right on the water, beautiful beach was right there. Mm-hmm.
There's another reason why it was hot, because y'all in a very romantic and sexy and lustful place. So I know the pussy was wet, the dicks was hard.
It was a lot of fun, and I met like the people I met at the house. I still talk to all of them. I'm planning more trips to go to Europe and seeing some of my friends that I've made, going to the UK to see some of my friends and that I made at that house. And these are people that I'm going to love and respect my whole life. So it was a shitty situation that you got to turn into something good. So that's what I did.
You're going to fuck around and be nominated for an award in Europe, be going to the Budapest summit out this month, the Bucharest summit out this motherfucking shit. So kind of talk to a couple of ladies that then worked over there, that's from over there and stuff.
Okay.
And we did discuss the porn, industry over there and stuff like that. So now you on your way to international status, mama. Shit.
I never looked at it that way.
Because see, our brand is based off of who we fuck. And that covers so many bases. It's not just the person, the way they look, the way they're built. It's also the cachet that they have, the reach they have. And when you're talking about dealing with people that, one, they're from another country. They shit might not be known over here, but he might be popping over in Sweden.
Yeah.
So you done shot with the top dude in Sweden. You done shot with the top female in Spain. So now you got Spanish, Sweden fans coming to look for Victoria Peaks. You know what I'm saying? To me, it's like, it was a fucked up situation, but the come up by itself.
Yeah. It was worth it. I mean, when the first initial shock, I was upset, of course, initially. But I mean, when you really think about the situation I was in and all the content that I got out of it and the friendships that I made while I was there, I'm like, heck, look at how many people go to content houses now and pay to be there. Don't even get a free. I mean, and that's just right here in America. I mean, going to Spain and getting it all paid for, didn't have to pay for food, didn't have to pay for the house, didn't have to pay for the plane ticket. It was worth it. And I met some people that I'm going to love for the rest of my life. So definitely worth it.
So now, let's go back in time machine. What got Miss Peaks into the porn industry? Right? Of course, we know right after she decided not to teach anymore, but go ahead.
Well, it all started. Well, a lot of people would be like, are you are you like a COVID performer? And I was like, what does that mean? And like, well, you started in the business during COVID. And I'm like, well, I kind of started after COVID. I was still teaching in COVID, but what happened was I went to school and I have 2 degrees and neither one of them is in education. And I just got to a point where I loved teaching, but the politics and the stress that comes with teaching and the no pay, it got to a point where it was too much for me. So I ended up quitting right after COVID. Once schools opened back up after COVID, that's when I quit teaching. And since COVID happened, it was hard to get a job anywhere else. So I have 2 degrees. One's mathematical sciences and one is in mass communications. So I start looking for jobs in those degrees. And I'm like, I don't know, should I do this? Should I do that? But nobody was hiring because of COVID. And a lot of things are going on. So my husband was just like, what is one thing that you always wanted to do that you never got a chance to do? He's like, this is your time to shine. This is the time for you to do you. And I was like, I've always been in love with Playboy magazine. I was a VIP member of Playboy magazine for many years. So I have magazine after magazine. I loved the classiness that they had. I loved the centerfolds and the covers, and I just absolutely loved that magazine. And I was like, I on Playboy magazine. That's something I always wanted to do that I never got a chance to do. And then one of the police officers at the school that I worked for, they're like, well, why don't, you start an OnlyFans? And I was like, well, what the heck is that? I didn't know what OnlyFans was. And they told me, and I was like, oh, I can make my own little Playboy magazine. So it started with photos, and then people started reaching out and saying, hey, can we get videos? And me and my husband were swingers for 13 years before I started in porn. And we have a lot of private videos that, because he would like to film me with other men while we were swinging. So I was like, sure. So I messaged some of the guys, some of my regulars that I had videos with, and I was like, hey, can I post this video of us? And they're like, sure, go ahead. And then people started reaching out to shoot with me, and just doing photos turned into some private swinger videos to a full-on porn career. And that's how I got started.
So now, of course, I always say this: swinging is the gateway to porn. Period. And so now, of course, you started doing the shoots. The shoots, how can I put this? Of course, you was doing it. It was fun shoots, this, that, and third. When did you start taking the shooting, the craft of porn seriously? Because the reason why I say that, for you speak, when I look at your page, I see a woman that acts and moves as a porn star, as if you was working for Playboy. You get what I'm saying? Because I just love your visuals, So when did it become, okay, let me take this very seriously, even down to how I film, how I look, all that?
Well, it was about after once I started my OnlyFans, it was probably about 6 months later, I got my first porn shoot that was professional, well, like a amateur professional. And it was a blowjob scene. And they're like, I just love being in front of the camera. So when I did that scene and I shot it, was a lot of fun to me. So it wasn't just my husband with the video camera and I'm fucking him, and I'm fucking another guy for fun. It was, we need to do this. And there was a scene and there was pictures and there was all this. And I was like, this was my element. I was so happy. And I'm really good friends with the guy. It was Jack Lava that I did my first blowjob scene with, which I just released a nurse scene with him. So it was just, once I got into a set that was not just my husband with a video camera, it was my element. That's where I belonged. I was so happy, and performing and role playing and doing the acting, like I've never been happier. Like, you have no idea. Just the photos alone. Is it hard work? Yeah, it is. But the fun that you have on set, the connections that you make with people that you work with, whether you're having sex with them or not. It could just be the camera guy. It could be, the producers that's putting you places that hire a male and a female talent to produce something great. It's, to me, like, the connections that you make. I'm definitely in my element. I am happier now than I've ever been when it came to a career. So I'm glad that it fell into my lap and I was able to do it.
So, like I said, when it came to, like, speak to the differences of when you were shooting with your boyfriend versus shooting with the studio. Because a lot of times, the people that get in this business, the people that listen to us talk, they don't realize it's a difference. It's not the same type shoot. It's not the same type thought process and all that. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's a huge difference. Like, whenever you are having sex on camera with your boyfriend or your husband or somebody videoing it, it's very gonzo. Like, you got the camera out and you're just getting together, you're fucking. Till from the beginning to the end, you're done, right? Whenever you're on a porn set, it's not like that. You have to have, like, whoever the video is for, there's certain angles that they need. There's certain positions that have to be held. Whenever you're just having sex in front of a camera with your husband videoing, whatever position that we felt like getting into, we got into. But when you're on set, it's like, okay, I need doggy and I need it for this long. And then there's usually signals in the back that tells you to switch to the next position. And there's a plan. There's a lot of stop and go. If there is issues with, a girl drying out or a guy, not staying hard, you have to stop and you got to put some lube on it, or you got to fluff a little bit. And, there's a lot of stop and go when it comes to it. the fun and the sex is still real and it's still there, but it's all about what the camera captures when you're on a professional set. So you have to make sure that you get every angle that you want, every position that you want. So there's a lot more stop and go.
And now I noticed that you took from those professional shoots, because we always do that when we shoot at a, like for example, when I shot studio style. Yeah. That's what we call it. That's when I had the lights.
Yeah.
It made sure that the room was well lit. I had the studio lights. I had the camera. I had my cameraman and what have you, especially when I got my partner Al. It made me shoot. How can I put this? It made me, when it comes to me shooting my own content, when I wasn't around him, shoot the same way. Now with you, what did you take from those shoots that you added to yours? You get what I'm coming from? Because you shoot studio quality / style. Go ahead.
I took a lot away from it. Just a matter of, I was used to performing in front of a camera because we did do a lot of personal videos during swinging. So I had no issue with being in front of the camera, but knowing the right angles to catch. So even I've noticed, like, even whenever I'm having sex off camera, I still kind of open up as if there's a camera there to see it. Yeah. So a lot of muscle memory goes into it, and it's not like I'm not enjoying it. It's just the fact that I'm like, oh, if we can get closer. It doesn't. Yeah. But so it's more of understanding the angles that you want. I never really looked at it like that, because you want to see the dick going in the vagina. You want to see the tongue on the clit. And, I've eaten lots of pussy. When I mean pussy, I'm not sitting here worried about what my face looks like. But I have noticed that the delicacy of being able to open the vagina and get the clit the right way, where you can still see the clit, it still has a sensuality to it as well. And to me, without being on a professional set, I would have never realized to do that on my own videos as well.
Yeah, because to me, even with me, I wanted to become a great male talent. And it wasn't just staying hard and popping on cue. It was understanding the angles and how to place her in the angles, period. And trust me, the positions and the angles we're talking about are not, even though the sex is pleasurable, it's not comfortable.
Not all the time. Nope. If you're comfortable, it's not a good shot. I'm just saying. That's it's definitely, you're bending your body in ways that you didn't think you can bend before. You really got to be, flexible. You gotta, sometimes if it hurts, you just got to keep going until for that time period. But you also have to act through it. Like, there's been many times that I have like a cramp, and I'm like, "Ooh, this is good." You gotta act through that cramp, and then they're like, "Okay, cut." And I'm like, cramp in my ass, or my leg, and something like that.
Yeah. So, I done caught many cramps when I shot. Many, especially doggy style on the bed. We both on the bed. That's when it happens majority of the time. Or missionary.
You're right.
Oh my God! And you can't break character. You can't break face.
Nope, you can't break character no matter what. You gotta let it happen.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because you don't want to lose the intensity. Because sometimes when you stop and you start, you can't get back that energy that you had before you stop. Sometimes.
Yeah. You're very, very right. Like, especially like if I'm having a cramp, if I stop singing and I'm hurting, then at that point, the guy in the scene is like, "Oh, I hurt her," or this or that. So now he gets out of his own head, and now things go limp. And I'm like, "No, it's not you." And then it takes time to get back into that momentum. So I totally get what you're saying. Yeah, you definitely lose momentum when you have to get out of character. I mean, sometimes it happens. I mean, there's slip ups that happens, and there's things that you just have to stop seeing for.
Yeah.
But I would try to, just keep pushing through and give the best performance for the camera, and then keep going afterwards.
Oh yes. So now we're about to have a little fun with some questioning, shall we? So, do we have anal content?
Not yet. I have no anal videos out there right now, but
I'm pretty sure you have done anal in your personal.
Oh yes, I have. But I have no videos out there yet. So, but they are in the plans of getting made. Yeah. So I have a few people that I think that I would like to do some anal scenes with, and hopefully one is going to go down during Exxxotica, New Jersey. Hopefully, I can get a good big one in on Wednesday.
Yes, Lord. What's the biggest that you done took when you did it? The biggest dick.
Actually, when I've done anal, I've never done anal with like a very, very big endowed man in my personal life before.
Okay.
It's been, average size penis. So, but I am expecting my first anal scene to be a big one.
Oh, I'm pretty sure we talking about porn dick versus, boyfriend. So are we doing any anal training?
Yeah, I've been working on, understanding how I should eat before an anal scene versus how, look up the house to clean out and all that, because cleaning out for a porn scene and cleaning out before sex with your boyfriend or husband is a lot different. Like the anal plugs, how they grow in size, just kind of doing those daily, walking around with them and really training that. And really a lot of it is relaxation. So my first few anal scenes are going to be with people that I am highly, highly comfortable with. Somebody I know that I can just relax. Somebody I know is going to be gentle with me because they know I've never had a dick in my ass that big. Yeah. So, I mean, it's all about comfortability. It's all about relaxation and, just training my asshole to be able to get that big with the plugs and making sure I'm well cleaned out.
Now, if you happen to gape, I'm telling you this now, get the picture.
Okay, yes.
And two, also the fact that you are going to start doing porn, Europe loves anal sex. So she about to become she about to become hot in Europe, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, well, there is a few there's some anal scenes coming up. I've already kind of teased with my fans out there, hey, do you want to see an anal scene? So hopefully I can get that out there. Then I can start doing anal regularly, which I'm excited about.
And now, have we done or looking to do a gangbang?
I have done a gangbang. Gangbangs and orgies, I love them. I absolutely love them. A fuck the teacher gangbang is in the works. I do want to do, again, I love gangbangs. I've done a gangbang with some swinger friends. I've done a reverse gangbang with the wonderful D Crush. There was 4 or 5 ladies with him, so I like the change up of that. I've done orgies with Tadpole. My biggest orgy so far has been 27 people, I believe, was there. And that's always a really good time. But a fuck the teacher gangbang where I'm the teacher and I have several students gangbang me is something that's in the works. A teacher professional development orgy is also in the plans. So we're going to be at professional development and just turns into a big fuck fest in the teacher's lounge. That's in the works right now. There is an all-girl orgy. It's a sorority thing that's going to be happening very, very shortly also. Yeah, so it's going to be good. A sorority girl orgy was just, to me, mind-blowing.
Oh my God. So for you, what gets you off when it comes to a gangbang? What's the turn on?
Being able, okay, so the turn on with the gangbang to me is being able to see how I can have so many cocks that I'm working on at the same time. What am I doing? So it's like, of course, you got 2 holes and 2 hands. So what else can I do to add somebody else in there? Which doing anal is really going to help with that. But I love when I'm getting titty fucked at the same time as getting fucked with 2 dicks in the hand and giving a blowjob at the same time. It's hard to maneuver, but I just absolutely love the titty fucking. Like, who thinks of just, oh, she doesn't have any holes to fill? Well, she got titties. Just shove it up in there. So.
And you have a nice pair. I ain't even going front. Don't worry, premium smokers. We're gonna get to the premium smoke room. So now, but see, now the other thing is, are we going to attempt, because you at some point you're gonna be doing anal. We already know vaginal. So are we gonna go DP, DA?
I've done double vagina penetration. So I've had 2 cocks.
Fat pussy. I knew it.
Well, I don't know if I did that on camera or if that was in personal life now. I gotta go look at that. But that is definitely in the works. When I do start doing anal, I love being DP'd. So that's definitely something that's gonna happen. It's almost as if I ever have more than 1 cock and anal is there will be DP there. I don't know yet about DA because I got to figure out if I could do one on camera. Let me start with
I'm sorry, any female that can take 2 in the ass, I give them a high fucking 5 and props and much love and a hug, because that's some beat shit. I done talked to some girls that did that. I was like, how?
Yeah. Rebel Ryder is one of my sweet, sweet friends that I like to see whenever I go to Exxxotica. And I'm like, I almost be like, because I'm always talking anal with her. And I'm like, how does that work? Because she's so tiny and she can gape so big. And I just absolutely, and at this point, I'm like messaging her. I'm like, hey, what is that thing you have on your shower? Can you send me the link to that? And so she's been an awesome person to really give me some pointers and tips and stuff. And who else better to help you with anal than Rebel Ryder? So.
Because she top 3 in the game. If you want to be honest, she top 3. Her, Taylor Nicole, and Avery Jane. Like, they're known for that. Like,
yeah, I love Taylor Nicole too.
Shit,
Hopefully me and Taylor can do some things very soon. We're always at the same place at the same time, but we never get to work together. So hopefully maybe we can make that happen in Jersey. I don't know. We can definitely do that. I'd love to shove something in her ass.
I would love to see that. I would love to see that girl on girl. Oh my God, that make me want to go girl. I'm just saying. So now, so how? Because I seen that you went to the X3. I seen you went to the AVNs and stuff, and also the Exxxoticas. Tell me about your first experience going to a convention.
My first ever convention was Exxxotica DC. It was their first year in DC, and I only went Friday night. I wasn't shooting professional porn yet. I was just doing like the OnlyFans stuff, and I went to it, and it was very like, I didn't know what to do. I'm like, I didn't know what to wear, what to do. I was just walking around. I didn't have a booth there signing or anything like that. But I would have to say by time, because DC and Jersey are right back to back from each other. But the very next year, I didn't do Chicago or Miami, but I did do New Jersey. So it took me, after I just visited, about half a year, 6 months or whatever, to get to the New Jersey one. It was the first one I had a booth at, and it was absolutely amazing to be able to stand in one spot at my booth and have people just come to me and know who I am. It's, I never ever thought that I'd be signing autographs. Like, to me, it's very, very surreal. I didn't even know that many people knew who I was Very similar to like getting the award. I'm like, does people really know? Are they just coming because I'm standing here? But then I actually had, because Jersey's the same time as my birthday, and I had a fan come with a birthday card, and they're like, I only came to Exxxotica for you. Are you serious? Like, you came here for me? And they're like, yes. And they gave me a birthday card, a super, super sweet, which I still have the birthday card. And that super fan has turned into a good friend of mine. So anytime I'm in Jersey, I message them and say, hey, come see me, and we'll hang out. And so it's great.
Because it's interesting. She said, y'all know low key. She said she had a booth. So we about to go there real quick. I think what helps you is like this. You say you're going to year 3. You're on, in my opinion, par course or what have you. Because the reason why I say that is that I'm a big proponent of ladies looking like a sex symbol, looking like money. Their image, from the way their videos are being shot to the pictures that they take, or what have you. So you're a lady that makes sure to have the pretty girl pictures with your shoots and stuff like that. Do you think that you looking up to the Playboy models, looking at Playboy, do you think that kind of influenced you a little bit? Because you see how these girls are moving out here. A lot of them, they're not, their pages, most of them just sucking dick or stuffing the dildo. No professional looking pics, no good looking trailers, anything like that. Do you, like I said, because I do believe sometimes the people that get in the business, you mimic the porn that you grew up with or you idolize. So do you think it had a lot of influence with that?
Absolutely. It's 100% of my influence, from what I put on social media versus what I put out there for free versus what I put out there for paid. It's a huge, huge difference. Yes, there's like clips here and there of me, full blown sex from, that. But if you notice the stuff that I actually post myself, it's more of something you would see. It's classy Playboy material. It's, cutesy photos with, it's not even fully nude half the time. I limit to what I put out there for free, but the stuff that is paid, it's like the stuff I put out there for free is very Playboy. It's very classy, very, innocent. But the stuff that's out there for paid is very hustler. It's dirty and it's good, So I guess I've been very influenced by the porn that I watched when I was younger, and definitely with Playboy. I actually still look through some of my Playboys, and I'll get like ideas for pictures and stuff from the Playboy magazines from many years ago.
Yeah, no, I used to do that as a photographer. I used to get Blacktail, Playboy, Score, open the page, tell them to copy this pose or to copy this, what she's doing in the picture, what have you. And I'm sorry, I miss magazines.
I do.
I miss them so much, man, because it meant something. It meant something to be in those magazines. It meant something to be on the cover of a DVD, and we lost that. And
there's a difference, but it was a difference between someone that shoots porn versus a porn star. Have you ever been on a box cover? Have you ever been on a magazine cover? Versus, okay, well, I can just search you up and you've only done this and that, or it's a different world now that everything is online. And with all the free sites out there too, it put a big change in the porn industry. With a lot of things. So I do feel that I miss the magazines. I miss the movies. The movie that has, a full length movie that has a full storyline, acting in between, but full on sex scenes in there as well. That's the kind of thing that I want to bring back, which is why a lot of my scenes have acting that goes along with it. And I'm actually working with Mickey Lynn right now. I just wrote a screenplay for a parody of The Nutty Professor. It's called The Slutty Professor.
Ooh.
And because Mickey Lynn was back in the 90s when they had those full movies, like Debbie Does Dallas, and Malcolm XXX. Like, those were amazing movies. and we want to bring that back. So we're going to have a full feature film,
Yeah.
and it's going to have like 6 sex scenes in it, but there's going to be a storyline. There's going to be acting. There's going to be, art back into it.
Yeah, because I think, how can I put this? We got the quantity with porn now because so much access and the saturation, but we lost the quality. And that because when I used to film, I filmed thinking DVD, thinking like that. You feel what I'm saying? And we got so stuck on making clips and subscriptions that we forgot those feature links, period. And to me, it's like you can put that on your OnlyFans, you can put that on your mini vids or what have you, period. You ain't got to clip it up or what have you. But my thing of it is that when let me see where I'm trying to go with this. When you make something like that, how do you necessarily distribute it? How do you market it? And the whole nine? Because we're in the clip age, like I just said. Even though I feel that people should still do it, but you know the philosophy nowadays.
Yeah, absolutely. And that has been something that we've been talking and discussing. But, at my, there's a lot of places that are opening up to showing, films on theater, projectors again. There is not, I mean, there's a few still adult cinemas out there that still do this. And that's something that you could reach out to. Going to the sex stores are still there for the toys. And there's still magazines. There's still DVDs out there. So going to the sex stores and signing with your box cover, creating your own DVDs. Well, actually, now they're not DVDs; they're little flash drives, but they still come in a case, right?
But don't get twisted. Some people still buy DVDs because the thing that we forget, not every country is going off of the flash drive or something. Some of these fuckers still they have to use a DVD, period. Cause think about it, you can't even take certain phones from over there. Or you got to have a certain type plug. See, I haven't been overseas, but I know what happens if I have to. So, so it's to me, the market is there. It's just the part is the streaming. Now, I do know they do have adult time, and you do have you have hot movies and stuff like that, and then of course the personal sale where you want to do the physical
website.
But I just think that motherfuckers you got lazy. That's what it is, honestly.
Yeah, anybody can set up some stills and fuck on camera and put it out there on Pornhub and OnlyFans and clip it up. Like you said, the quality is out there. You just have to find it. The quantity is definitely there. You can see any sex scene that you want. You just, go to any of these free sites. You don't even have to pay for it anymore. But again, you're not getting the quality of good old-fashioned porn. So if you are really wanting to look at, good quality, you're going to have to look harder than, Pornhub, search engine or X video search engine. There's still some good stuff on there, but it's not something that's going to pop up for you, instantaneously. If it's less than, if it's 7 minutes or less, it's probably not good quality. I mean, you're not going to have a story with it. It's just going to be, here's sex, here's a thumb shot, and it's done.
And even with the straight fuck scenes, I feel that even with straight fuck scene, your sex should tell a story.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's I think people forget it's not. You're not selling sex, people. You're selling the fantasy and the idea and the image of sex. That's where the money is made. Period.
Yeah, it is. If you are, doing a maid scene and it's 7 minutes long, well, if you're still activating your maid and you see clearly that you're in a hotel room, the way you act with your co-talent it can still tell a story without having to say words. So I definitely understand that, and I get what you're saying there as well. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it's to the point that I'm sorry, I'm about to say it. I don't like 7-minute porn. I like my shit 20 at least 20 minutes. I'm like, shit. Because to me it's I think people it like this guy leads a lot of females their thought process when it comes to like trailers and certain things. And you always hear the term of, well, I don't want him to jerk off and bust a nut because then he ain't gonna go buy it. And to me, it's cynical when I hear this shit because I'm like, you do realize it take more than one scene to make money. And at some point, if he jerk off enough, he's gonna actually go watch it.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
So it's like, because to me, it's like you kind of get how to market your stuff. And like, you wouldn't think it like this. You wouldn't even have that cross your mind. By the way that, why do females think that? Why is that even a thought?
I
even
don't
though
know.
everything tells them you're dead wrong, but go ahead, I digress.
I don't know, honestly. I never even thought about it that way. Like, if you look at a good trailer for a regular movie, not even in porn, a lot of times the trailer will tell the movie, but we still go watch it. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I don't get where that thought process comes from. I'm gonna tell you what's in my scene with this trailer or this clip, and it's going to be enough to want you to go watch the whole thing.
Yeah, because the thing about it was, I mean, now, I mean, I don't get to make trailers because I'm retired, so I have the old shit, but I came in the game and we supposed to make trailers. We supposed to have the shit at the beginning that said BC and Triple X Films. Then the skit, some of the skit. Then like hot action shots from her riding, doggy style, blowjob, what have you, period. And then at the end, you tell them where to go buy it. That's where you have like, such.com. It's like, to me, it's like when the OnlyFans people came in, it's like the marketing became lazier. It became less. There's no more anticipation.
Well, that's the difference between a porn star or an adult entertainer versus, well, I guess they'd all still be adult entertainers, but a porn star versus a content creator. There's difference there. And we are always put on the same category when we shouldn't be. I mean, you don't put porn stars and swingers in the same category because that's different. But a lot of swingers are still videoing themselves for entertainment. So it's all sex work. It's all adult entertainment. But there is a huge difference between shooting a set to tell a story versus shooting clips to sell a little bit of clips at a time. So I guess it's according to what your image. Are you a content creator? Are you a porn star, or I guess a professional shooter? I don't even know exactly what the name. I guess porn star would be what you would call it. And then just a swinger. You got to know the different levels of it. But that's where OnlyFans came out. You have these girls that do have that mindset, and then they're comparing themselves to someone that's on professional sets all the time doing a clip or a trailer versus a clip. That's where it doesn't match up. So I do agree when the OnlyFans or the content creation came out, it's like anybody with a camera can put on OnlyFans, but I'm not going to just pull out my cell phone and shoot a full movie on a cell phone. Can't do it.
Yeah, because to me, it was like, you talking all old school shit. She about to have a hot teacher series. She about to have an international fuck series. That's the shit that We did. You know what I'm saying? And people don't realize it can still work in this day and age. It's just what happened is because the way social media made and the blitz that OnlyFans paid for in social media, in media, made it just it like put it this way. It took the glamour out of it. It just said, hey, look, you just need a cell phone and ring light and you can do what they do and make money. You know, period. It's kind of like they wanted to discredit the porn star because when you think about it, sex work, the porn stars at the top of the pyramid, whether people want to admit it or not. You get what I'm saying? Because they the most visible. You know, escort not visible, stripper not as visible, porn star very visible. You feel me?
Yeah.
So So if you want to get the regular people to buy into the notion that they can be porn stars too, because that's what the fans wanted. Well, then guess what? Discredit the porn star by calling Gucci third leg a porn star, by calling this person a porn star. That are really more so influencers that just have some sex tapes on their OnlyFans.
Yeah, I mean that's true. But that's why I really enjoyed getting, and once I really got into porn and thinking, what is my long-term goal here? What am I doing here? Do I just want to keep shooting sex scenes forever? I don't know, but my goal is to bring the talent and the art of the old school porn back. We're lacking that special old school feel that's not there today anymore. The movies back. We got to bring the series back. We got to bring the stories back. And, it's shooting porn isn't no different than shooting in Hollywood, except that we get to show the sex and not have to hide it. So to me, that's the way I look at it. And that's my goal in my career, is to bring that old school, flair of porn back. Bring it back, the classiness. Bring back the good old fashioned stories of fucking.
Yeah, because I mean, even like I did the maid scenes. I did. It was funny because he was talking about the what was it, the school trip chaperone. I did one, but it was a Catholic church and she was a nun. And she caught me kissing fucking one of the other teachers, and she made me come to her room to discipline me.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
I do.
What I'm saying? Yeah, but see, to me, it's like people don't realize is that when they think that only men just fast forward, they just fast forward to the blowjob and they fast forward to this. No, they do sit down and watch the full scene. They do.
Yeah. And, couples, right now, if it's just a fuck scene and a guy just wants to get off, he ain't doing that with his wife. If he's with his wife and just wants to get off, they're going to be having sex. To watch porn together as a couple, you got to have something that is pretty for both of them, the male and the female. And that's where the good stories come in line. Like, I can sit and watch a full-blown porn movie with my husband, just like I can sit and watch a Hollywood movie with my husband. And we got to bring those back, because they're running out. Me, you can only watch Pirates of the Caribbean so many times.
I'm saying.
And the regular version, like, you gotta keep it going and get more out there.
Yeah, because I think that the shock value porn that they're doing, or what I call the viral porn, is now growing old. So it's coming back to people want stories, because I'm starting to see that now. Period. And everything. You starting to see the females doing the cosplay stuff and all that. And that what made porn great was the storytelling. No matter how corny it might have been, no matter how cheesy the acting might have been, no matter how terrible the background music was, you enjoyed watching it. Because I sat back and watched the old one. Like, I watched a real old one. Shouts out to Kelly Richards.
I love her too.
One of the 3 porns that influenced me the most. The first one was Young Lady Chatterley, that whole series. I'm sorry. That 1, 2, and 3. Emmanuel, and where is it? God damn it, where is the the Anal Oriental Express that she was in. You feel me? The sex scene that she was in, only the sex of it was 7 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a 10-minute to 12-minute segment. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I sat there and watched that whole shit. I watched Young Lady Chatley. I'm talking about, yes, she had the Batman, the original Batman. God, what's his name? Something West. God damn it. But yeah, he was on there. He didn't get no pussy though. He was the only one she did not fuck. She did not fuck him. He was the only one that didn't get the pussy. But even though he kept coming close, but he never got it. But I digress. To me, that old school feel, the storylines, it made it. You know what I'm saying? And not only it made the porn star bigger than life. People don't understand that part of why the storytelling was important, because once again, you're creating the illusion of a sex symbol that I can envision you as every type fucking woman, no matter what.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Period. I mean, people want to hear you talk. They want to hear you speak. Just as much as they want to hear you moan. But
exactly. I always heard people like make fun of the bad acting in porn, but she fucked good, so it was okay. And the porn music, the old school porn music, it's like elevator music. It's like, you always making fun of it, but you love to hear it. So if you ever been in an elevator, like, wait, where's the music? Where's that elevator music? It's the same thing with porn. Wait, where's the crazy porn music in the background? So people make fun of it, but we look for it. Yeah.
Yeah, because I ain't gonna front. I think they stopped using it around the late 90s when Pinky and Cherokee and them started to get high. They're like, no, we don't want to hear that music no more. We want to hear them girls. We want to hear breathing.
Yeah.
See, that's why back then they could use the air conditioning. Now we can't.
Now you can't. You got to turn it off because you can hear it rolling in the background.
Oh, yes, Lord. So, people, I done held this gorgeous, sexy redhead up here for an hour. So, we ain't even touched the surface on a lot of shit. I could talk up about 2-3 hours. I like that. So, I got the answer to the $1 million question, smokers. Miss Victoria Peaks, can I call you a smoke buddy?
Absolutely.
Say no more, people. That means, you know what that means? That means she'll be back on the Smokers Lounge, and we're going to bring her sexiness to loyal fans, to the Premium Smoke Room. That's right, people. The Premium Smoke Room. Y'all smokers know who it is. Hello, subscribers over there. Thank you for subscribing, new and old. You know what it is. It's 5 premium podcasts for you to enjoy, plus special event episodes. Plus, I do go live once a month on X. And it gets more provocative, gets more unpredictable, gets wilder, gets more crazier, gets more uncandid. The conversation gets saucier, the tits come out, dildos might pop out. You don't know unless you subscribe. And if you're looking for some XXX, you can go over to the video store and see my work as I give the ladies the work, because big dicks grow in the sticks. That's why they used to call me Big Country. You feel me? You can check that out over there as a subscribe, or you can purchase and download. There you go. And for my people that's listening over on Spotify, I got you a place for you to subscribe. Only on Spotify, people. Only on Spotify. Savage Smoke, where I talk to the industry's top male performers and producers and so forth, as we give you that real smoke about the industry through a male's perspective. Plus, I also got archive episodes ranging from limited podcast series I did in the past, Premium Smoke podcast episodes that's not on Loyal Fans, and I'm even going to give y'all some special stuff that I will be recording just for Spotify, so be on the lookout for that. So you got 2 ways to subscribe. You can be a Premium Smoker, or you can catch some Savage Smoke. Or why don't you subscribe to both? It's under $35. And it's a lot of content for you to enjoy. So become a premium smoker or get some savage smoke. Now, speaking about getting something, Miss Peaks, tell everybody where they can get your content and spend money on your sexy tail.
Most of everything I have now is on my new website, victoriapeaks.net. I also have an OnlyFans and a Loyal Fans and a Fansly and all those other fan sites too. You can find me on Twitter at Victoria Peaks, or my Instagram at the moment, before they crush me out again, is victoria.peaksx. So that one's probably temporary, but Twitter has kept me, or X has kept me at Victoria Peaks. And of course, my victoriapeaks.net has all the updates, all the videos, all the goodies.
Say no more. So people, there you go. So what did you smoke over today? What did you learn today? Well, you learned that y'all want that old thing back. See, you learned that storytelling is the core to entertainment, whether it's music, whether it's movies, whether it's books. You want a story with your sex. See, us as men, when we imagine and we jerk off, we imagine a scenario that leads to us fucking her. That's why we sit there and we might watch it on the laptop, on the phone, or if you like me, just go in the fucking bathroom and just close your eyes. You feel me? Either way, we want a story. And I get that people, the viral shit, social media loves it. But at the end of the day, you feel less than if you don't understand why she was wearing a nurse outfit. You feel less than if you don't know why the hell she was in the car in the first place giving this dude some head. You feel me? And also, you also learned that once again, people don't do this because they're destitute. People do this because they want to and they choose to do it. Let me say this again. Choose to do this. You feel me? Because regardless if you left your job, you can choose to get another one. Regardless if you got fired from your job, you can choose to do another one. We choose to do this. And we love doing this. See, that's the difference. That's why I hate social media and these podcasts, because y'all make it seem like these girls are broke and about to be homeless and they had no choice. No, we always have a choice. The choice is to be yourself, be free, and make money. And you do that with porn. So there you go, people. So with that being said, you know how we end these things all day, every day. Life is a learning experience. What's the point of the experience if you haven't learned anything? Smoke this over. Miss Peaks, say goodbye to the smokers, baby.
Goodbye.
Yeah.